We heard from my mother-in-law this morning, and thankfully she survived the night. They're safe for now, but I use that term very loosely in terms of how safe they are. They told me, my mother-in-law told me, that they could hear rockets falling all around their house. They could hear jets overhead. The kids were screaming throughout the course of the night. My mum, mother-in-law in particular, terrified, as is my father-in-law. Nobody's leaving the house, as you'd imagine. They have little in the way of supplies and food. I think they've got about one day left of supplies, including for the children. My brother-in-law has 4 young children, one of his children only 2 months old. They're also saying, of course, that the electricity has been cut and is very intermittent, so they'll get maybe 3 or 4 hours of electricity a day. And of course, they just do not know what is going to happen next. And I think the worst situation is, the worst thing is they feel utterly trapped. So they're being told to leave because they're told of the destruction that's unfolding in Gaza, but they have nowhere to go. As of an hour ago, the Rafah border had been bombed and closed, and even if it was open, there's no guarantee of safe passage between travelling to where they live and to the Rafah border. That, as I say, even now is currently closed, so a pretty horrendous situation. I've spoken to the Foreign Office this afternoon and written to the Foreign Office asking them to use their very unique position as an ally of the government of Israel to say that the government of Israel and all parties must open up a humanitarian corridor to serve 2 purposes. One, to get those supplies in, food supplies and medical supplies into Gaza, but also to open up a humanitarian corridor to allow innocent men, women and children of Gaza to leave, because of course we know the destruction that is unfolding there. Now that humanitarian corridor, a safe passage, can only open if there's a ceasefire, and I would ask the UK government to urge all the parties involved to agree to that ceasefire for 24, 48 hours, however long it can be, in order to allow supplies to come in and for the innocent people of Gaza to leave. But let's all of us agree that for all the atrocities that we have seen, and those actions by Hamas are to be condemned unequivocally, that innocent people should not pay the price, and that collective punishment is simply not acceptable or justifiable.